8:11 now, and a family wants answers after an 84-year-old man was killed during a hit-and-run car accident. A $2,500 reward is being offered in exchange for tips that leads to an arrest in this case. Crime Stoppers President and CEO Darlene Cousins is joining us this morning to tell us about this case. I was reading about this one on NOLA.com, and the details are just horrific, Darlene.
It truly is. I mean, and since it was a couple of days before the storm, I mean, there was no coverage until recently. And this is Mr. Long Von Wynn, and 84 years old. He was out weed whacking, doing some grass cutting at one of his rental properties. That was at 172 West Park Court in Algiers. And this man had lived the majority of his life in, years in Algiers. So it's very sad that as he was doing his weed whacking, a truck pulled out and hit him. And this was a very small driveway, so we really do believe that was someone that lives in that area. And the truck was maybe white, silver white truck. And he was found, one of the neighbors saw him and called the daughters, and they found him, in a fetal position. He had been severely injured. Actually, he had multiple surgeries in the hospital, and then approximately 2 days later, he passed from this accident. He was able to give some information to his family. Again, we know it was a truck that hit him, but really not much other information has come out in the media, and we're really thankful that y'all allow us to mention the case. I know the family is just devastated, and they have been working in that neighborhood. There's a lot of different individuals in the neighborhood, and we're just hoping that when they see this, they understand that Crime Stoppers is a way for you to give this information anonymously. And, we can go ahead and make an arrest. Because, again, we do believe it was a truck that was in that neighborhood.
Sure, definitely feel for this family. The details are so horrific here. I understand internal organs were dislocated. Every bone in his body suffered some sort of trauma. He was able to live long enough to give that description of the truck. But as you mentioned, all we know right now is that it's a silver or white truck. Have there been any calls in about this case?
Not yet. And we're hopeful that, with this information, we will get we will get tips. But they've also been sharing it. The family's done a good job of sharing it on like the Next Door Neighbor app.
Yeah.
They're going out and canvass the neighborhood with the flyers that we just, created for them. And people are giving bits and pieces of information, but because of the storm and everything that, happened between this, it's been a little bit more difficult, I think, to gather that.
Yeah.
But we're hopeful that people are going to come forward now.
Definitely. The details are absolutely heartbreaking. Nothing can fix what this family's gone through, but hopefully they can get some closure here. Darlene, thank you for sharing more about that case. And I also understand you want to talk about Night Out Against Crime.
Yes, we're getting a lot of calls saying, is it canceled? Well, it's October 5th. In the big parties, like the city-run parties, or the parish-run parties, we're not doing our parish-wide party. That has been canceled due to COVID, and of course now with storm repairs. But we are still providing materials for the smaller groups who are having events. We have a lot of folks who had registered previously with us, and the message here is, please get back in touch with us. Let us know if you are going to continue with your event, and we will have some materials for you. And then for those new folks who are calling, you can still host something, right outside your home or in your church, something small. Put a blue porch light on is one of the things that they're encouraging, or any light out on your porch, and just, say hello to your neighbors. Share your neighborhood trees, make sure everybody has contact information, because truly that's what this is about. It's about being part of, being aware of what is involved in your neighborhood, and those you can talk to if something does happen, sharing appropriate information. But law enforcement, is not going to do the big hosted events. They're not doing the, barricading streets and things like that. But we still encourage you to share the message for sure, because it's important.
All right. I know people are looking for that update, so thank you so much for that, Darlene. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Peyton?